Hey, welcome, Dr. Mike, the board president of B3 Sciences with our BFR podcast. And man, I'm excited. We got a special guest today. You can see him right there on the screen with me, Todd Durkin, a fitness legend. He's been trainer of the year multiple times, trainer to world-class athletes, also a keynote speaker, travels all around the country, and he's kind of the trainer to the trainers, but he's got an awesome BFR story for you, Todd. Welcome to the podcast.
Dr. Mike, it's great to see you, and it's awesome to share with all of our BFR followers.
Most people have heard of BFR or using it. I've got them on my bands. But, Todd, when you were introduced by Amber, tell everybody where you were at. You were in a tough spot, weren't you?
I was at my worst spot, really. I've known what BFR is for a long time because a lot of my NFL athletes would actually come in and use them in the early 2000s when they weren't really that popular in the fitness world then. But honestly, Dr. Mike, what happened was in 2020, I had a devastating injury. I had my second knee replacement. 6 weeks after that led me to a significant back pain, which ended up being diagnosed with a 38-degree curvature of my spine, significant pain that left me in a place mentally and physically that I had never experienced. They told me I needed a 14-hour back surgery. And to be honest with you, it was probably the first time in my entire career and life where I questioned everything I was doing as a coach. And here I am training NFL athletes, Major League Baseball athletes, UFC fighters. And here I am in such pain that I'm like, being told that I can no longer travel to do my keynote speaking and my coaching. I'd really have to take a back seat to get my back taken care of for a year. And I don't know about you, but not working out was never an option for me. And all of a sudden, it wasn't even a choice. I couldn't work out. I was in such pain. I couldn't lift 10-pound weights. I couldn't sleep on my back, my right side, my stomach. I had to sleep with a pillow between my knees on my left side. And I was in such back pain. And cognitively, I know I need to work out, but physically I couldn't. I could not work out. I was in such bad pain. And what do? I'm taking Tylenol PMs to sleep at night so I could sleep. I'm in such pain. I know I need to work out, but I can't work out because I'm in such pain. And it was a really, really dark and ugly time. I called 2020 and 21 a year of hell. And that's what it was.
Yeah, and Todd, you know this. Isn't it interesting? We're told at a young age to lift moderate to heavy weights, but at some point in our lives, some of us that are listening, you've already experienced, I experienced it. At some point in your life, you can't do it anymore. And isn't it interesting? If you can't do it where you were at, Todd, or I was at, maybe we should rethink and not be doing it in the first place, these heavy weights. So you were at a point, heavy weights were no longer an option, were they?
No weights were an option. I could not literally sit on a bench with 10-pound dumbbells and do bicep curls. It was my back, but anything was compressing my back. And moderate to heavyweight certainly was an option. Even the lightweights at that time were not an option. And to answer your question, come full circle, I knew I needed to be moving, but it hurt to move.
Yeah.
And my good friend Amber Kivich, she said, "Hey, listen, I've got something I want you to try."
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I've been told that. And I probably in this episode had about 70 people say, "Hey, I've got this product. I've got this. Try this pass. Try this exercise. Try this." I tried a lot of different stuff. And I had entrusted Amber because she's part of my mastermind coaching program. I have gotten to know her very well over the years. And I trusted her and believed in what she said, and I was willing to give it a shot. And she said, "Hey, try these BFR bands. I think they can really help you," because at that time of my life, I just really wanted to work out for my own mental health. I just wanted to feel like that. I call it the burnout, but I just wanted to feel like I had that euphoria again when you get some endorphins released, and I wanted to feel good for 20 minutes, let alone an hour longer.
That brings up my next question. What'd you feel when you put them on? I remember you telling me, "Oh my gosh, there's the pump and the burn."
Honestly, it was more just gratitude that I could do something. I felt extreme gratitude to the point of almost getting emotional because, like, as an athlete, like I grew up playing sports. I haven't gone a week where I hadn't worked out. Now I'm on months of not being able, and I'm talking months of not being able to do anything. That messes with your head. So for me, extreme gratitude, almost this euphoria of holy sheesh. But that being said, I also told Amber, I'm doing this incognito undercover for 6 months. I'm
Sure.
not telling anyone what this is because I don't want to be like going out and saying, hey, this is the best thing since sliced bread or anything like that. I
Yeah.
want to really give it a true try for 6 months and not just, hey, I feel good for a week or two. And I did that. And for 6 months, I was using the BFR bands for, 4 days a week in my home gym, not showing anyone. And I just want to get back to feeling like me again.
Hmm.
And to answer what you asked is I became a believer real quick. And my mind started thinking, well, shoot, if you're in pain, this is a no-brainer. But me as a coach to these high-level athletes, I'm like, wait a second. I've just been lifting really lightweight or even no weight and getting results that typically in traditional wisdom is you got to lift very heavy. But as you know, if you're a veteran and you've been in playing sport for a while, your joints start getting beat up. I'm start thinking, man, I got to start using these bands as part of like my protocol at least a couple of days a week with my guys. And I did. So in 2021 and 2022 and up until now, I use BFR bands as part of my programming that I use with the guys. And I love it because it's like you don't have to get beat up. Now the mental approach is I don't have to lift heavy weights all the time to get the results that I want. And you save your body. And what is that worth when it comes to not having or needing surgery?
Yeah.
If you can tack on another couple of years onto a contract because your body's not broken down and beaten up because you're always lifting heavy, your back's not broken. So man, I became a believer real quick in 2021 when I started to use the BFR bands.
Yeah. Awesome. So, Todd, give them an idea, right? You used to work out 45 minutes to an hour, heavy weights. We hear, got to micro tear the muscle, no pain, no gain. If I'm not sore the next day, I didn't do anything. And then you switch over from a time, volume, pain, micro tear, no pain, no gain. What changed?
Well, remember, I was starting from pretty much square one again when I first started. So I was like, at 10 minutes, I was done. I was
Yeah.
like, I had to change my own mindset and mentality of like, wait a second, 10 minutes, I'm shot. And I mean, I'm shot because number one, I'm deconditioned. Two, I got BFR bands on my legs and my arms. And let me tell you, when I talk about, hey, feel the burn, it's a burn that I didn't want to push through that burn because it was like lactic acid so built up that I was done. And it felt great to feel like I had worked out for 45 minutes and had a phenomenal workout, but I didn't just beat my body up with heavy weights and feel like I had to do that. And that's where my mind and ethos and philosophy started changing a bit of, hey, if I can work out 10 to 20 minutes several days a week and not have to work out an hour just because my own traditional mindset is, hey, you got to grind 4+ days a week for 45 to 60 minutes. That's been my mentality for 30+ years of training. And now all of a sudden it's like, hey, can I work out smarter and get the same type of results? And that's where my mind started to expand and say, not only for myself personally, but even in my own programming with the world's best athletes. Like the bottom line is we train to perform.
Yeah.
We train to play at your best level. We don't train to just become like, hey, I'm exhausted and tired. I feel like I'm going to puke. No, that's
Yeah.
not good training. That's not the purpose of training. The
Yeah.
purpose of training is that we get the physiological benefits and results that we can hormonally change our bodies and we put ourselves in positions where we can go out into the world and perform at our best. Whether your
Mm-hmm.
performance is as an attorney, as a teacher, coach,
Mm-hmm.
as an athlete, as a trainer, whatever it is, we want to be at our best. It doesn't always take an hour of grinding and killing
Yeah.
yourself.
In all your BFR workouts, Todd, how many times have you gone, oh, I better take it easy, that's too much? Or you woke up the next day and you went, oh God, I pulled. How many times does that happen? Probably never, huh?
Yeah, no. I love my BFR days because I'm like, I'm gonna go in the gym and I'm gonna work my tail off because I want the same mindset. Like I'm gonna work hard. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm gonna work hard, but it's almost like this mental trick of I'm going to work hard for 20 minutes. And sometimes I even tell myself, hey, I'm going to do a 10-minute workout today because I know I'm going to be tired in 10 minutes. And then obviously the old adage, I'm still a meathead in some ways of like, okay, that 10 minutes become a 15 or 20-minute workout. 20 minutes is pretty darn tough to push past the 20-minute mark if
Oh,
you
yeah.
got
In
those
advance, it's a
right.
long time.
Right. But I
Yeah.
like to say, hey, I'm going to go in for a 10-minute workout and it becomes a 12 or 15 or maybe 20-minute workout, and you feel like, man, I just worked out for 45 minutes or an hour,
Yeah.
but you saved a bunch of time, and your joints aren't all beat up all the time as well. Oh, and ultimately, I do believe when you go to the gym, you want to see results. Like, I want to get stronger. So it's not like it's just like, oh, I feel like I'm tired. Well, when you look at, and this is where you're great, Dr. Mike, when you look at the science of it and the hormones of releasing more testosterone and growth hormone and IGF-1 and all that, you're actually getting stronger. You're actually improving your results. When you look at all the studies that have been done and what you and the B3 Sciences team has done, you're actually getting stronger. So it's not like, oh, I feel tired, I got a great workout in, and it's just like this feeling. No, the science says you actually are getting stronger. You are getting better. And at the end of the day, I want to get better. I'm always like 1% better every day, 1% better every day.
Yeah.
Keep getting better and better and better. So I guess the biggest challenge that we face in the fitness field and as a coach is just, hey, you don't have to beat yourself down all the time to get the results that you want. There's better ways, there's smarter ways, there's more effective ways to really look at your own programming and workouts to optimize your results. I call it optimization. Like, what can we do on all levels to optimize our results? And obviously, BFR training is one of those ways.
Yeah. Well, Todd, thanks for being here. You know, a lot of people are going to want to learn more. We're going to give them the website address below, but you know, one of the things we've done, we got the 30-day money back guarantee so people can take a test drive. We've got coaching, we've got live calls. We're going to be here to help you. But for everybody that's listening, Todd, going, you know, that makes sense. That's what I'm looking for. What would you suggest they do?
Just try them. Just try the bands, because until you try it, it sounds too good to be true.
Yeah,
it really does. I remember Amber's telling me, like, come on, like this can't be as good as you say. You got to try it. You can't get it until you try it and you feel that. You're like, man, like you can literally do body weight exercises and feel that burn. Like, okay. And here's the thing. I always ask my clients on all levels, not just the athletes, what is your health worth? What's your health worth? You don't know that until you don't have your health. I didn't have my health. I would have paid, and I mean this, I would have paid every dime I have to my name to get my health back, because I was in such a bad place. And I believe, for me as a man of faith, like God had me down that to take me down a path that, like, where I'm going now with everything is, what's your health worth? I always say, he or she who has her health has 1,000 dreams. He or she who does not has one. Get your health back. What is your health worth? Like thousands of dollars. Okay. Millions of dollars. Anything that you're worth, you'd put it. If you got a diagnosis of something like I had, or even worse, you'll do anything to get your health back. For me, when it comes to BFR allowed me to get my health back. What is that worth? When you talk about results and everything that a BFR training can do for you, what is that worth? Like hundreds of dollars can't justify what your health, $1,000 isn't. And there's no price tag to one's health, physically and mentally. And they go hand in hand. I know it firsthand, because when you're not working out, here it is, Mr. Get Your Mind Right guy didn't have his mind right because I couldn't work out. The physiological effects of exercise affect your psychological state of mind. So to me, that's worth, well, there's no price tag to what it's worth. So to me, BFR training is something I'll do for the rest of my life. And I'm indebted to Mike, what you've created with B3 Sciences. And I'll tell you what, like, if you've never, ever tried it, just try it. You can't understand it until you try it. And they're like, oh, shoot, this is real. This isn't just Todd talking or Dr. Mike talking. This happened to me. And I put it in my book. My True Strength book is, I shared true strength and what true strength is. And if I wasn't able to get back on the horse and start working out again, I would have been in a bad place. And awesome. BFR training allowed me to get back on the horse.
Awesome. Hey, Todd, thanks for being here. Stay tuned to our podcast. Todd's going to be coming back on in the future. He's going to talk about all kinds of topics like, hey, how do trainers implement this, with their clients? Well, Todd, thanks for being on the podcast. That was awesome, sharing your story. We look forward to having you on in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mike.